Now, Andrew Tate is taking his fight to empower and supercharge men to the next level. Introducing Top G supplements. We are proud to
A lot of you didn't know this part of internet history existed, did you? But yes, there was a line of INFOWARS branded Top G supplements, son! Get them pills! Increases testosterone levels, promotes physical strength and energy, male libido elevator. Wow. Say, hey, you wanna fool around tonight? Yeah. Just let me see if I've got any more feared opponent left. What's that? It's my testosterone booster, Andrew Tate Top G style. I got it from Alex Jones. Okay, this is a pretty glorious find that I didn't even know existed. So, like most people, Andrew Tate and the Andrew Tate story is one of what should be interest, especially because not only that Andrew Tate is such a horrifying person, but how did Andrew Tate come to be? Because I know a lot of you have been saying, and you've probably been going down this line of, well, Andrew Tate kind of came to be because of a deficit. There wasn't really an Andrew Tate on the opposite side. There wasn't a leftist response to Andrew Tate. There's not a leftist response in a lot of ways to self-help gurus, multi-level marketing people, MGTOW, Red Pill, man's rights, all that kind of shit. A lot of the left is just a bunch of soy boys who complain about how soy they are. And so because of that, you get Andrew Tates. Whereas the true story of Andrew Tate is actually way more fascinating, and parts of it are actually clever. Andrew Tate, much like a lot of other scumbags in the world, Donald Trump's another example, is an actual salesman. He's quite good at one thing: marketing and building his own brand. Of those things, he's actually doing things that aren't that complicated. His entire rise to fame isn't that nuts. It's getting a whole bunch of people to post videos of himself in order to get discounts on the very courses he sells. The idea of people, men, being interested in Andrew Tate, and the things that Andrew Tate and a lot of these other dudes do or sell, especially dudes who already look like, you know, they got muscles, they're in shape, they sell that idea of masculinity in multiple ways. Masculinity, not only physical dominant masculinity, because they're an alpha and women only respond to alphas, they will know which alphas are in the room. Those are going to be the ones that only dominate physically, but almost always dominate mentally as well. That's why when I'm in a room, I command the room. And that's why other betas and soy boys and beta cucks around me have a lot more trouble with that. Hildebeest, thank you for the rating party of 38. Guests, you are about to see a maybe never before seen video in this corner of the interwebs, the actual Andrew Tate INFOWARS collaboration. Yes, they were doing the pills back in the day, before he became famous. Like most people, he was trying to carve a name out for himself in any corner of the internet that would have him, and obviously not a lot of places were very excited for the Andrew Tates at first, but of course Alex Jones was. Alex Jones actually wanted to become kind of like, I would say, the Andrew Tate pimp. Like Alex Jones wanted to take Andrew Tate and then market him, sell him, push him out there. He was actually communicating with Joe Rogan behind the scenes to try and get Joe Rogan to sign Andrew Tate and get him on, sorry, not sign him, get him on a show to be able to promote Andrew Tate and his ideas, because boom, he was really buying into this idea of masculinity. Now, Andrew Tate has been kind of a mediocre jack of all trades and a lot of different things for a while. Yes, he was a fighter and he was a pro fighter, but he wasn't the best. He's a very average fighter. And in a lot of those, you know, statistics, they always talk about, I was a world champion, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you were very mid in terms of your score. You're like, how many victories you have, how far you went, all that kind of stuff. What you were really good at was selling people and exploiting people. Selling people on concepts, doing multi-level or pyramid scheme, you know, sign up courses, as well as selling people on the idea of both yourself and your branding and increasing that. Now, when you're starting out at first, it's good to have an establishment. Obviously, you already have a fan base. You're an ex-pro fighter, so that helps, right? If you're trying to get into the online sphere, you start selling people on a variety of different things, both on courses on how to be a player. So, you know, that's where the players university style stuff comes in, but also how to be a hustler, as in how to make a whole bunch of money. And a lot of the shit that Andrew Tate was selling people on, it's very exploitative of your friends and family. It would be like, hey, you could become a businessman tomorrow. Do you want to become a businessman? Do you have a younger fucking cousin who doesn't have anything? He just plays video games all day and jerks off and stuff? Well, hey, you tell that younger cousin or friend or relative that, boom, what you got to do is you got to get out there and start doing something. Maybe he goes to his neighbor's yard and he washes his car out. So maybe he goes to his neighbor's yard and he mows the grass. Well, you know what? He gives you a percentage. He gives you a cut of that. So you tell him, hey, I'm going to make you some money. You're going to get paid. I'm going to set this all up for you. I'm going to get you a whole bunch of work. You set that up. And while he's doing that, boom, Already, you're a businessman. You got passive income. You've got someone underneath you who's doing work for you. You want to do that again? You've doubled your money. Right there, you've doubled your money on the spot. You got 2 people working for you somewhere else doing your work. That was the initial kind of sales pitch of Andrew Tate. It sounds scumbaggery because it's basically, will you exploit your friends and family and get them to work for you and work subordinately to you while you garnish their wages? And that's always been his thing. That's the whole thing that he sells. He's got a very big sales pitch on that. And one of the big people who gave him his first big break was Alex Jones. So this is from way back in the day.
In the modern world where they convince a woman to get a job, the man to get a job, they inflate the currency so nobody can exist any other way because it's too expensive. The parents are out working all day. The school and the internet and the matrix raise your children. Your children go to school all day and be told things that you may not want them to learn. Then they sit on the internet and read things and watch things you may not want them to watch. You talk to them for 10 minutes at the end of the day and they go to bed. You're fighting with your 10 minutes against endless hours of the most entertaining programming or the most forceful programming. In school it's forceful, on the internet it's entertaining. Convincing them of ideas that you perhaps don't agree with. I've seen it myself on YouTube. I've seen a guy in America driving his car and his kids were in the back seat and he was arguing with them about an issue. And they was like, where did you hear that? School? He's like, why did the school tell you that? That's not true. And his own children are arguing with him because they learned it in school. Have you ever tried to take your children out of school? You'll get fined. You'll get in trouble. No, your kids have to go to school. Yeah. You have to give your kids away to the school. If you don't give your kids away to the brainwashing, you'll get in trouble.
As an all-star fighter, businessman, motivational speaker.
It's so jarring. It just comes in out of nowhere. As an all-star fighter, businessman, motivational speaker, and of course, manly man.
And philanthropist, Andrew Tate has truly earned the title of Top G. But there's another title Andrew Tate holds that has enraged the globalist. He is consecutively the most Googled man in the world in the last 2 years. And that's because
it kind of felt like Andrew Tate came out of nowhere, right? Did a lot of people get that feeling? Some people first discovered him because of that debate with Hassan, but like a lot of people were like, yeah, what the fuck? All of a sudden he's this incredibly insidious, dangerous manifestation that is just destroying men's minds. The problem is the Andrew Tates of the world, and the problem is that there is no alternative to the Andrew Tates of the world coming from other corners. Why isn't there positive male role models? Why is there Andrew Tates taking over all of that? I am going to explain this to you.
because his message is about human and specifically male empowerment. Now, Andrew Tate is taking his fight to empower and supercharge men to the next level. Introducing Top G supplements. We are proud to introduce...
A lot of you didn't know this part of internet history existed, did you? But yes, there was a line of INFOWARS branded Top G supplements, son. Get them dick pills. Yeah!
Introducing Top G supplements. We are proud to introduce and sponsor the Top G line of supplements by Andrew Tate and his crew.
If you've been loading up on fear, don't worry. You can come down. We also have sheer. If you've had too much fear, take some sheer. Also, if you're ODing on sheer, maybe take a little bit more fear. Or maybe just stop both of them. You will not poop right.
Now you have the chance to benefit in body, mind, and soul with the same supplements that Andrew Tate takes himself. Learn more about these amazing products at AndrewTatePower.com. AndrewTatePower.com. And discover the power of Andrew Tate's new supplements that are the highest quality on the market.
I think there's a whole bunch of men in the world who understands my value, and if men...
It goes to a site, but it resets to a different site to shop Top G subs. So I think it goes to his own proprietary site. I don't know if he's still branded. Oh, are these ones still the same branding? Feared opponent, testosterone booster. Increases testosterone levels, promotes physical strength and energy, male libido elevator. Wow. Say, hey, you wanna fool around tonight? Yeah. Just let me see if I've got any more feared opponent left. What's that? It's my testosterone booster, Andrew Tate Top G style. I got it from Alex Jones. State-of-the-art smart nutrient, ingredient, profile, promotes enhanced cognitive function, memory, and learning. Oh, so this is what he takes when he wants to, like, be a top G of the mind, right? Not of the body. When it's of the body, then you want to be a top G, you need the feared opponent. But otherwise, you get the unmatched perspicacity. Yeah, unmatched perspicacity. And then the sheer ability. Sheer is the newest addition to the massive range of products for muscle recovery, and it supports weight loss and overall health in the Top G lineup. Hell yeah. Enjoy faster workouts and training recovery. Become more fit and gain more confidence in your body. Improve strength and physical performance. Improve cognition and mental clarity. Scientifically supported formulas. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. I imagine not. I imagine not. Okay, I just want to see and make sure it doesn't pop me into some kind of weird website where I gotta do something else. So can I still buy these? I'm hitting add to cart. I've said, okay, so one feared opponent. We'll start with that. Checkout. I'm at the checkout screen. Seems like I can fill out everything. I'm not going to place the order. I don't want to have this arrived. Feared opponent doesn't seem all that good name for libido booster, but given Tate's views on women, it all makes sense. Yeah, that checks out. It absolutely checks out. Duelance? No, I'm not buying his fucking assault powder. Like, like, hey baby, I got the new tub of feared opponent. We're gonna have fun, baby.
And grow up to be like me. You're gonna have a whole bunch of people with no criminal record, dedicated athletes, who protect and provide for the people close to them.
Okay, so that happened. Now let's take a look as to why. How did Andrew Tate become so popular? The question everyone was asking themselves, what is this mystery and how could it happen? So we have the young adolescent male right over here, okay? Now, going to have a combination of movies. Okay, this can count for movies, sure. Books, music. All right, that's music. That's a CD. It's also known as a compact disc. It's what kids listen to when they couldn't find a song on the old radio. Also, politics and culture. So all of these things in society reinforce gender stereotypes and ideals of masculinity. So, you come into this world, you're a young man, and ooh, there's music just flying out of your head. Everything in related to our current culture as we find ourselves, whether it be in film, books, music, poetry, the politics that we see online, the zeitgeist, the conversation, all of that, we reinforce gender stereotypes. Could be in the films you watch, could be in the books you read, could be in the stories you're told, could be in the adventures that you recant to your very friends that you may enhance or de-enhance based on certain traits that you want to make yourself sound cooler when you tell that story. Oh yeah, it was awesome. I actually picked up 2 chicks, not 1. Yes, I had sex with 2 women that night, not no one, not my hand, but 2 women, because I am so alpha. I am the alpha, and that's why this is happening. Either way, all this shit gets reinforced in society, and we're all privy to it, as are all facets of society. That's why when things like a Me Too happens, it's not like, well, this is happening in one distinct field. It's like, no, this seems to be happening everywhere, because again, this stuff permeates everything. The things with, say, like systemic racism or systemic misogyny or systemic patriarchy, things like this, you don't notice it most of the time. So you don't even notice that the things you may have said may have been like, oh, that's actually reinforcing these same things. So all of this, obviously, is going to play deeply into the mind of young men. Young men are going to grow up in a world, and they are going to have this stuff most likely reinforced by either their parents, if they have, parents who are loving and spend time with them, stuff like that, or, broadly speaking, in society and culture. And as you grow up, you're going to start thinking in these certain ways and reinforcing these same stereotypes. Now, at the same time, how Andrew Tate became popular. I could have made slides before this, but just please hear me out. What are the gendered stereotypes to a successful masculine man? Well, clearly learning how to spell would be the first one. So here's what we're programmed with. Protector. Financially successful. Strong. Physically powerful. Dominating. Win at game of capitalism. There, just a handful of things, right? So this is a handful of traits that you're supposed to be the ultimate man. So, you grow up in society, you are told and reinforced that this is what the ideal man is supposed to be. So you are already primed by the time you hit 13, 14 to have all this stuff in your mind. You're already set. You see, the advantage that someone like an Andrew Tate has in this situation is that Andrew Tate already has everything before him set up. Men are pre-programmed this way within society. We continue to reinforce this in society and judge one another, both on a handful of standards. Oh, and also, yeah, you can add, we'll add attractive. Muscular body is also an aspect of it, and this is the one that really fucks with some people because they're like, I feel like I'm ugly. I'll never be an 8 or a 9. I'm a subprime. I'm a sub 4 or I'm a sub 5 or whatever they say. Even though the reality of the situation is that that like in terms of what women are looking for, they're not just looking for the Greek gods. There are women who like skinny guys. There are women who like just regular looking guys. There are women who like nerdy guys. There are women pretty university who like funny guys. It seems like that's kind of the theme that pops up. Women like guys who are nice to them, respect them, make them feel good. Also things that don't have anything to do with the way they look, just for bringing up some quick things. But I am going to say this. When it comes to all this, by the time... Let's put this out. By the time Andrew Tate comes along, they're already looking... they're already trying to do a lot of these things and failing. So based on this dynamic, and by the way, women are gendered and have their own dynamics that are also reinforced, and these two things are clashing up against each other within society, that by the time you got these 14, 15, 16-year-old boys, there are a few of them, okay, this was not my experience, but I knew some who had this experience. There are a few people who are just going to cruise through life and the dating scene. There's a couple people who are not going to have to try worth of shit. It's just going to seem like every single girl in the school is absolutely in love with fucking Michael or Decker or whoever's doing, whoever has that early pronounced Adam's apple or whatever it is. There's some people who just have an easier opportunity in high school, and it seems like they do it without effort. Everyone else who is looking to either have a relationship or girlfriend or have their first kiss or anything like that may be really struggling because of a handful of things. That doesn't get easier, especially as social media destroys and corrupts our lives. That same generation, by the way, is the one that had to kind of have their high school experience be interrupted by the whole COVID pandemic and the lockdown and all of that kind of stuff. But either way, once you get to that point, well, obviously, the overwhelming majority of people, young men, are going to be frustrated with this whole thing. Because achieving all this, especially under capitalism, and that's the part that's not really explained, but achieving all this, especially under capitalism, can be very difficult and also very, very isolating. That's the other part about this, is that this entire thing is set up to make men angry and lonely. And that's going to be a lot of the people who go online looking for answers. And at that point, that's where they go on the TikTok swiping through, and they're suddenly going to see some video where, holy fuck, this dude, I've never subscribed to anything he's done, but he's saying things that other people don't say. He's saying really offensive stuff too. Women are responsible for their own rapes, blah, blah, blah. Look at me, I've got 12 Bugattis, and I'm like fucking at least 13 different women on any given week, blah, blah, blah. I deflower virgins, I fucking run empires, I have all these like, gorgeous models who do sex work for me, and all that kind of stuff. And all of the things that they've been kind of reinforced into thinking, hey, this is not something I'm supposed to see or watch or listen to, but at the same time, these are some of the things that I'm supposed to attain in life. Wealth, success, popularity, beautiful women, mansions, sports cars, not having to obey anyone else's rules because it really feels like life fucking sucks and everything's getting me down. And this is the first time there's a community of people who are coming before me and they're all saying this shit where it's like, hey, you are stuck in the matrix and the only way to get out is through us and me. And you listen to this guy, he's the one, he's dropping truth bombs on you. He's the one telling you every single day, hey, by the way, it's not you. Everyone's been lying to you. All the liberals have been lying to you. They've been telling you all this fucking feminist bullshit. It's not true. They say that it's like women have more rights. Men have more rights. Apparently we live in patriarchy. That's a lie. It's all a lie. Women have way more power in society. They have more power. Look at who gets custody of children after divorces. Look who blah, blah, blah this. They're trying to control you and manipulate you. It's all been a lie. You have to wake up from the matrix. You want to be a slave every day in your life? Do you want to have to work for someone? Or do you want to have to go to fucking war? They do populism. He does populism too, by the way. Do you want to go to war? Do you want to go to fucking ship off to Iraq for some fucking multi-millionaire you don't even care about? Fuck that noise. Escape from the matrix. The only way to break free from this entire thing is to take my course, Hustlers University. And so then you got a whole bunch of 14 and 15-year-olds who are like, okay, yes, this is what I got to do. I got it. I saw this TikTok. How do I get in there? Oh, it's $5,000. Well, what do we do now? This is the final piece, and this is where the whole thing becomes more insidious, but infinitely more successful. The final chapter. Solution to all your problems. Okay, wait. You have problems. You see solution to all your problems in TikTok video featuring Andrew Tate. You want to sign up for his course but can't afford $5,000. You can join his affiliate program if you upload TikTok videos of him and someone else signs up. So I'm sure you already see where this is going. This is the first part. This part leads to this. This part is obviously gonna do its own thing, which leads to this. Just going to see this. Yes, that's right, Chico. I'm making brilliant stuff. Just on time. Just in time. How's it going, buddy? Did you have a good sleep? I'm cracking the code. I just did it. I did it in real time. And you were a part of it. You were a part of the scene. He's like, Dad, stop talking about Andrew Tate. Stop trying to expose Andrew Tate. And so this whole thing is a cycle. As I'm sure you can tell. The arrows will make the whole thing infinitely more complicated. But by doing this simple thing, that's how he exploded on social media. The whole thing was a multi-level marketing scheme. He combined multi-level marketing with all of the angst, anxiety, and problems that come from our reinforced masculine stereotypes and toxic gender ass fuckery. That's what is happening here. And by the time people could catch up with this process, they were then playing defense for him, where he would become even more successful every single time it went back and forth. The more controversial, the bigger an asshole he was, the more it would explode online, the more people would sign up for Hustlers University, and therefore increase it again. He could get deplatformed. He could get taken off all these major, social media companies, and more people signed up for Hustlers University because it blew the story up. It gave license to the Matrix, and that he is living in the Matrix, and this whole thing is real, and it just continued to blow up from there and blow up from there. The reason there can't be a one-to-one leftist solution to meet halfway on the other side is that to do this, you fundamentally want to exploit people. You in essence, this whole thing is a multi-level marketing scheme combined with patriarchy, misogyny, sexism. That's the whole formula. That's the special soup. This is how the whole thing made Andrew Tate into the empire that he is. Other people are probably going to replicate this. Men will continue to gravitate towards masculine, like physical, masculine looking red pill style stuff because, again, that's the stuff they've been programmed to seek. It's like, well, this guy is looking like what's supposed to be the ideal image of a man to be. He's obviously a really powerful fighter. He's a very successful businessman. He gets as many women as he wants. He has as many mansions as he wants. He does whatever the fuck he wants whenever he wants. He doesn't take shit from anybody. That's what I'm gonna go for. So yeah. To explain the story a little bit, that's basically what happened.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Juste, we shall spend many a generations building mighty cathedrals in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your oafish jesters, here to offer you a laugh at any opportunity. To our brave knights of the Round Table, Rachel K., Izzy Solidarity, Victoria Bell, Sebastian Demmel, Mark Harmon, Benji Arney, Scary Earthhuman, Tony, DM Rivera, Resident Scarecrow, Sir Nickus, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Brandon, Words Greenwood, Everything Important, Hegbert Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Doug Cady, Daniel Sutton, Jenna Tal, Dark Puppy, Quiet One 85, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevbot EXE, Brian Ephraim, Anthropophojack, Catherine, Ramon Acosta, Incosin, Ralph Parler, Violent Orchard, Political Puppy, La Media Panza, Todd Buckingham, and Todd La Jeunesse. We salute our valiant heroes off to fight injustice everywhere.